Hi, and welcome to Cat Run Figures. I'm your host, Caitlin, and today we will be talking about my most anticipated books for the month of November 2016. I picked 5 to talk about today, and let's start off with some of the indies, shall we? First off is White by Dan Schafer. Basically, it is the story of a personal assistant on a film who basically her plane crash lands and she is one of the only survivors and she's stuck in shark-infested waters. Or at least that's what I picked up from the solicitations for it. Honestly, the solicitations kind of cracked me up because one half of it was her talking about her predicament, how far away she was from any help, how many hours it would be to get her to a hospital, all these different horrible scenarios, and then she's 8 feet away from shark-infested waters. Then it got to a shark's perspective, and it was talking about how large the shark was, the biting ratio of the shark, the teeth, everything, and then it talked about it was 8 feet away from this bitch. I'm fairly certain it's not from the shark's perspective, but I'm a huge Jaws and Sharknado fan. I'll watch anything that has to do with Shark Week or any of those. I think sharks are fascinating creatures, and I actually haven't ever read anything by Dan Schafer, and I'm really excited to see where this book could potentially be. One of my favorite indies from a while back is a little book called Grizzly Shark, which is clearly much more on the comical side versus serious, but this is one of my big picks for this upcoming month, and I'm really excited about it. Next is from Image Comics. It is by Jonathan Hickman, and it is called Frontier. Basically, Frontier is the depressing version of Star Trek, or at least that's what they're trying to sell it as. It also has a lot of star maps and constellation guides. It talks about the day-to-day of the open space frontier, which honestly, a book Jonathan Hick's writing, and it's about space. I'm really looking into adding a good sci-fi, like science, space odyssey type book into my polls, and I think this would definitely be a good one to start with. I'm really looking forward to it, and hopefully it doesn't let me down. Next is a 3-parter from Scott Snyder and Jeff Lemire, and it's called AD After Death. Basically, what I read from the solicitations was they're oversized issues, and it's all about what happens when you find a cure for death. What could possibly go wrong from there, right? I don't know why, but anything to do with a good Scott Snyder story with solid art, I'm willing to give a shot. I mean, they're 2 powerhouse comic creators. I'm really excited for this book, and I can't wait to see where it could potentially go. Like I said, it's only 3 issues, so what's it gonna hurt to try to pick it up, right? Next on my list is right behind me, Thor, the Unworthy. It's from Marvel Comics. Basically, I believe it's going to finally answer the question of what exactly made Thor unworthy. Well, what exactly made Odin's son unworthy of being Thor? Why did Mjolnir abandon? And what is it going to take for him to come back to being Thor? where is he going to have to go? Basically, the way I look at it is this is going to be a redemption story for Odinson. I have no idea where he's going to go with it, but you know what? I'm excited. I read Secret Wars Thor's. I'm really enjoying the current run of Thor with Jane Foster, and I think Marvel has more than enough room for another Thor. I mean, we had a Dazzler Thor this year, and that was awesome, and A-Force, and Storm's been a Thor recently, so why not bring the OG Thor back? I'm actually really enjoying some of the creative teams that Marvel has going on right now with the newer set of Marvel books after Civil War too. So I'm looking out for that. Next in our final book is DC Young Animals' Mother Panic. Mother Panic is another one of the Doom Patrol, Cave Carson as a Cybernetic Eye, and Shade the Changing Girls kind of warped DC world. The art on the other books has been fantastic. The storylines on the other books have been weird but kind of cool. Like, you're not 100% sure where they're going to go. But this one's actually a Gotham hero. Like, we've heard that the Young Animal books, they're still in the same continuity as DC right now, but we're not sure how far that goes. So I'm excited to see if that would mean we'd have potential crossovers. Is Batman ever going to acknowledge her? Is she ever going to acknowledge Batman? Are they far enough separate apart from where they're not going to ever mention each other? I mean, Cave Carson mentioned Kryptonian and Int Metal, so is she going to mention the big bad bat? I don't know whether or not she's going to be a Huntress or a Batwoman-esque character, but I'm very excited to see what happens going forward. And finally, a little tip for comic book readers and people that are thinking and getting more in depth with comics. What I have right here is a previews catalog. Previews catalogs are basically the catalogs that comic book shops get. It shows you everything from collectibles to the upcoming comics to the upcoming trades. Yes, you can see it online in a PDF format. I actually really prefer the physical form. Like I said, you can get the free PDF version on your phone or through your email or just on their website. It's a good little reference for upcoming books, upcoming titles. It has almost all the solicitations for all the big books that are coming out. It'll give you a really thorough run through a lot of statues or action figures or even clothing that are coming out. But they're not very expensive, and if your local comic book shop either has them on display for you to use or for sale in their shop, or if you just want to Google it online, previewsworld.com. You can go online and look at a PDF form of this yourself. I personally see it as a great little reference tool, and I highly suggest it for anyone who's excited to see what's coming up next and moving forward in your comic book careers. Once again, I'm Caitlin, and this has been Cat Run Figures, and until next time, bye!